Peace Collective. What is going on? Welcome to the channel. My name is Milan. I am an intuitive tarot reader and psychic medium. If you guys are new here to this channel, welcome. If you guys are returning, welcome back. It means the world to me each and every single time you guys join. Thank you guys times 1,000 for being here, for deciding to spend your time and your energy with me in these readings. As you guys know, this is going to be another general collective reading. However, we're going to get into a special deep dive today. As you can tell by the title, we're going to get into the energy around Sean Diddy Combs and this trial aftermath, okay? The aftermath of the verdict being found. If you guys are interested in readings that look more into celebrity culture, the entertainment industry, celebrities, I've got an entire playlist already curated. It's called the Deep Dive series. That's where you can find more readings just like this one. This channel does offer love readings. I do personal readings as well. If you guys are ever interested in a personal, definitely feel free to let me know. All the information is going to be in the description box down below, like always. Just as a quick disclaimer, you guys, this is not a fan page. This is not a stand page or anything of the sort. Everything in this reading is alleged until proven otherwise and for entertainment purposes only, okay? Please just take what resonates and leave the rest. If you guys don't like the channel or you don't like who we're talking about today, you don't like the reading, it's no big deal. Just click off the video, okay? That is all I ask. If you guys are going to get in the comments, just keep it respectful with me and with others who may decide to get in the comments as well, okay? That's all I ask. You don't have anything nice to say or anything constructive to add, don't say anything at all, okay? But yeah, let's just get right into this, you guys. If you're here in this reading, then I'm pretty sure you are already up to speed with what's going on. Sean Diddy Combs, they came up with the verdict, honestly, a lot faster than I thought they would. I figured they'd take a couple more days to deliberate and get a verdict, but it came back pretty quickly, honestly. So they found him guilty on only 2 counts of transportation of prostitution. They didn't find him guilty on any of the RICO charges, no sex trafficking or anything like that. So this is a very, very, very small win for Diddy, I feel like, at this time. But in the same breath, is it really a win? Because the federal government, I don't think they are that lackadaisy. I don't think the federal government is that far behind the ball to just let this ball drop the way that it did. Absolutely not. I don't think this is anywhere near over. Not just for Sean Diddy Combs, but for other people in his circles and his environment, okay? I just feel like this is very, very, very far from over, because just because he wasn't found guilty on those particular charges, the federal government can absolutely swing back around and try to find him guilty of other charges. For example, the drugs, right? The unmarked firearms, military style grade firearms found in his home, okay? So there's a lot that they come back and they could circle the block with when it comes to Diddy. Will they? Who knows? I just don't feel like the federal government is going to allow this ball to drop just that easily. I personally, I really don't. But for Diddy, I'm pretty sure this could feel like a win. Beating the RICO charge, sex trafficking, because that would have sent him to jail for life, right? In this particular case, with the charges that he was found guilty of, he could face a minimum of just a couple of months, maybe even probation, to the maximum 20 years, okay? Because the maximum on 1 count for the transportation of child prostitution, if I'm not mistaken, is 10 years. So 2 counts of that, at max, 20 years. Will he do 20 years? I highly fucking doubt it. But he's been denied bail. He got denied a $50 million bail when the trial first started. The judge denied a $1 million bond. So he's sitting in jail, okay, until the sentencing hearing, which I believe is not until October. So he's still got a couple months in there. I don't think the judge is a big fan of Diddy, because to deny a $50 million bail is crazy, right? But as far as the aftermath goes, I feel like this just feels very far from over. We're going to just tap into his general energy at first, just to see how he's feeling, what he's expecting out of this, what's going on in his head at this time, okay, Diddy. And then we'll get to some other things like what's to expect next, what's going on with the federal government, what to expect after this, because honestly, I feel like this is not a person that you can just let roam free after 25-30 years of being a menace and never being caught up in anything. This is the first time he's ever been caught up in something this heavy. I don't think this is somebody you can just let roll around and just go back to doing whatever the fuck they wanted to do. Like those witnesses, even the jury, I feel like a lot of people could be in potential danger, you know? I hate to say it that way, but that's just how it feels. Give me 1 second, guys. Hold on a minute. Okay, I'm back. My bad, y'all. I was having like a fucking allergy attack. Anytime, if you guys are familiar with my channel, then you know, anytime I get into these messages, these deep dives, if a message is going to be heavy or I'm going to be channeling a lot throughout the message, my allergies will get to acting crazy. Eyes start watering, my ears are popping, my nose sounds very nasally. So my apologies ahead of time for my allergies and the nasally sound in my voice, okay? I apologize ahead of time, but let's get into this. We're going to start to see where Diddy's head is at this time, okay? King of Cups to represent him, being that he's a Scorpio. All right, we're going to start with some oracles first, and then we'll get to the tarot a little bit later, okay? But I don't feel too good about this, you guys. I don't feel too good about this. It's one of those things where it's like, no, you can't just give somebody like this a slap on the goddamn wrist. So it's really up to the judge at this point. But what is going on with Sean Diddy Combs, please? Currently, at this time, after the verdict, how is he feeling, or where is his head at? What is next for Sean Diddy Combs? Where is his head at, please, at this time? After the verdict, please. Thank you. Okay, you have time showing up first. So it says delay, procrastination, and too busy. Okay. So I'm getting like this is a waste of time. He felt like this was a waste of time. Okay, why is this here, please? Yeah, the word procrastination kind of came through to me like as prostitution. So I hope I can even say that on YouTube. Prostitution, I don't know. But hopefully this reading doesn't get flagged or whatever. But yeah, when I read that, I saw prostitution. But it says procrastination. But let's see. Why is this here? Okay, burned bridges. Yeah, see? Fuck. Lack of trust, disloyal, and turned your back on. So... wow, fuck. Already I'm getting this energy. He's clocking everybody. Anybody that said anything, burned the bridge. This is a burned bridge for him. If you said anything, you made bad remarks, or you tried to make him look bad, you got up on there on that stand, it's a burned bridge. You're done for with him. He feels like a lot of people turned their back on him. He's also starting to realize, like, after all this time and money and energy spent with a lot of these people, around a lot of these people, including the industry people that obviously weren't there in court, didn't show face, burning bridges, okay? He feels like a lot of people are disloyal. Granted, he already knew that, but this situation showed him even more the people that he's been around for so many years, or that he's bigged up or helped, whatever it is. People he thought that he was cool with, okay? His industry brothers. Burned bridges. Lack of trust. Disloyal. He's got a bone to pick with people, is what I'm getting from this already. Wow, okay. I'm hearing Back on My Bullshit. I don't even know who sings that song. I feel like it's Chris Brown. I could be wrong, but I'm back on my bullshit. Like, this is... and before I even sat down to record, I was getting like this very hyper energy. Like, I was getting visions of the Joker, like from Batman. Like, this guy is crazy. Like, this is not somebody you can just give a slap on the wrist. Let's see, why is it here, please? Drowning, okay, over your head, overextended and rock bottom. It looks like somebody drowning in like an ocean, so... I will say he's very fucking embarrassed, like more than anything. He's very embarrassed, okay, is what I'm seeing with this. Why is this here, please? It's like he's trying to figure out, he's at least, it seems like subconsciously, how the hell do I even get out of this or get up under this? even if I did go back, you know, out of jail, I didn't go to prison, the judge doesn't sentence me to a long time, I get back out, or if I'm able to come home, how do I get from underneath this? Because now it's going to be extremely difficult for people to ever want to work with you again, want to do business with you, to get brand deals. You're never going to be the face of a Ciroc ever again or anything like that. So this is one of those things where it's like, damn, I'm going to have to really figure myself up out of this. If he's able to come home, or if the judge gives him any type of leeway, which I don't think the judge will. I'm not saying the judge is going to give him 20 fucking years, but I don't think the judge is going to give him just some free leeway, okay? Let's see. Salty, yeah. Bitter, angry, and petty. And I just said, like, I was getting referred to the energy of him feeling like there's a lot of burned bridges. If you said anything, made him look bad. He's got people clocking, people online, bloggers, podcasters. I hate to say it like this, but the witnesses, the jury, he's got people watching these people. I'm getting that already. I don't even have any cards about that, but intuitively, that's what I'm getting here. And he's feeling some type of way. Like, he's really feeling some type of way. Bitter, angry, and petty. Why is this here, please? Distance, okay? It says divorce, ghosted, and separation. Yeah, so it's kind of one of those things where it's like, you know, you have to lay low, right? You know, you're going to have to create distance, or people are going to be creating distance from you because of this. Like, why wouldn't they, right? But he's like taking note of that. He's taking mental note. Like, I'm hearing photographic memory. I don't know if he has that or what, but he's taking notes of all of this. Wow. Let me get one more of this, please. Toxic. Okay. Drama. Arguments. Incompatible. I'm going to get one more of these, actually, please. Yeah, he's going to make it a living hell, like a toxic environment for people that he feels like burned a bridge with him. Or, again, the people that didn't come to his defense. As far as I'm concerned, he didn't have any fucking witnesses come up and talk and testify on his behalf. Okay? Oh, you know, Diddy was always this great guy. He helps the community. He's a good person. He didn't do any of this. No witnesses got on the stand for him. You know? Why is this here, please? Recharge. Breathe. Let go. Clear your mind. Okay? Look at this. A masked energy is still showing up. Hiding, concealing, and deception. Wow. He lost a lot of money going through this, though. That's for damn sure. Okay? He lost a lot of money dealing with this. I see he wants to take like a spiritual retreat, or like some type of spiritual vacation, or just get out of Dodge for a little bit. I just don't see him. I don't really see him changing his ways, unfortunately. I hate to say that. He's going to have to play it a little more low-key, be a little bit more selective about who he deals with and all that stuff if he continues this lifestyle. But to somebody who is still in very toxic energy here is what I'm seeing. And he's feeling away. And that Scorpio energy, they don't let shit go, okay? They will hold on to shit for years and years and years, and they will get their get back when they're ready. You know? Give me 1 second, guys. Hold on. All right, let's continue. Again, my apologies, you guys, for like the allergy attacks mid-reading, but let's continue. Yeah, he's in his feelings. He's really feeling some type of way about this. And again, I feel like this vibe here, it's like he's not really sure where this can go. I feel like for a lot of these like really rich, powerful people, a lot of times they get very cozy and very comfortable with the fact that they have a lot of money. They can get away with things. But this doesn't feel like this is something he felt like he could get away with. You know, like he was very actually concerned, very worried is what I'm seeing with this. Like he didn't like buy out the federal government, you know what I'm saying? Or pay the federal government off or nothing like that. So this is something that I feel like he was actually very concerned about. Like, I may not just have this a slam dunk. I may not just have this in the bag. Is what I'm getting with this. And again, even with the judge, the judge has denied your bail and the $1 million bond. So it's like he's not very, doesn't feel very safe. He doesn't feel very comfortable with what the judge might decide to do. So he's not feeling like this is a slam dunk necessarily. So he understands that this could really go either way for real. Yeah, let's continue. Why is this here? How is he feeling at this time? Trap, okay. Sweet talk is showing up and feeling like shit, yeah. So I'm hearing the word bribe, like a bribery or something. That shit wasn't gonna work. If you were trying to bribe a judge or bribe the prosecutors and stuff like that, I don't think that really worked with this trap and feeling like shit. You know, when you sweet talk somebody, tell them a bunch of sweet nothings in their ear, hee hee ha ha, and you still end up in a trap. So again, that's why I just said I don't think he necessarily like paid off prosecutors or nothing like that, but they could have tried. They could have tried, you know, or get things to go his way, but it didn't work like that. So that makes sense why he's feeling uncertain, not sure how things can go. Because again, it's not a slam dunk for him. What is this? Thug. Oh, jeez. You know, technically, he's already in jail. He hasn't been sent to prison. He hasn't gotten sentenced yet, but trap and thug, yeah, again, like the sweet talk, trying to get people to take bribes and all that stuff to go in your favor. Didn't really work out like that. Wow, okay. What is this? It's almost like he knew he wasn't going to get acquitted of all charges. Interesting, okay. Karmic ties is showing up. Getting readings at the bottom and running. Oh wow. Interesting. Okay, why is it here? Okay, ooh, love spell. I was just gonna say with the getting readings card, he is definitely involved in like spiritual practices or spiritual work. You know, obviously he may have somebody like that's really prominent or really big with that stuff. Like he pays somebody a lot of money to make sure he's right spiritually or to make sure certain things go his way. So there was definitely some type of spiritual manipulation here. Again, maybe not so much the financial part of it, like people taking bribes or none of that, but he definitely tried to get things to go his way in a spiritual sense, okay? You know, the whole idea of him calling himself love, you know, all that shit, like, no. He's been trying to change his fate spiritually for a long time, it seems like, because he already knew this was coming. He already knew this was coming down the pipeline. So he's been trying to get aligned spiritually for a couple of years. But he's got way too fucking much karmic debt. Way too much karmic debt to pay. So he's definitely got somebody dipping and dabbling in the arts to try to help with this. So again, it's like he knew he wasn't going to get acquitted of all charges. He just didn't know exactly which ones. Oh, okay. Turning your back. I miss you is showing up. Okay, why is this here, please? Too late. Yeah, it's like, again, he knew that he wasn't going to get acquitted of every single thing, but yeah, that's what this is. It's like you thought you could get away with this scot-free. You thought this was a win. Yeah, technically it was a small win because you didn't get hit with the biggest charges. That's great. But it's like as soon as you turn your back, it's like another roadblock with this too late. It's like, oh, you thought you were going to go back and collect $200 once you pass go, but psych, just kidding. Okay, what is this? Yeah, and again, it was too late to try to get right or get aligned spiritually. not to say that it's too late to ever seek forgiveness from God or anything like that, but you're trying to do it when you already knew shit was coming down the pipeline. So too late with the love spell. It's like, yeah, like that shit is not gonna work now, you know? Trying to like get things to go your way and all that stuff spiritually, or get in alignment with certain deities to help you. Like, it's too late. They could have even rejected him spiritually. Whatever deity he was trying to work with. I don't know why this is coming through so heavily intuitively, but whoever he was trying to seek alignment with or some type of help spiritually, it's like it's too late. They could have rejected him. Huh, okay. Why is this here, please? Cope is showing up as well. Secrets. Okay. I also feel like there's some people in the jail that he's housed at, or some people in the court system. Okay. What is this? Yeah, there's like some people in the jail or in the court system, I feel like, that they like work for him, or they're holding secrets for him or something like that. Okay, what is this? Oh, wow. I didn't mean for all those cards to show up like that, but Shady is showing up. Twin Flame, why is that here? You got Love Child showing up. Didn't I just say that he'd be calling himself Love all the fucking time? Like, love this, love that. Police station, okay. Yeah, I was just saying that, like, there could definitely be people in the legal system, in the jail that he's housed at, that are very shady or are like in cahoots with him. Obviously, he's got people in law enforcement that he works very fucking closely with. Even I believe it was the arson detective that got on the stand and said something to the extent of, when we tried to file a report or we tried to look up the information, it looks like the information was already erased from the LAPD database or whatever. Oh, how the fuck did that happen? You know what I mean? So he's got a lot of connections. If he wants something to go his way, it can. Maybe not so much high up the totem pole as the federal government, but when it comes to, you know, the county jail or the precincts, again, LAPD, he's got his hands in a lot of different pots. So, you know, his connections go a long way. But I feel like, again, when it comes to the judge himself, the federal government and all that, maybe not so much. Yeah, fake busy. Okay. Let me get into another deck. We're getting into the tarot and see what else is going on with him. But yeah, I feel like just because the simple fact he's got people that he knows that work for him, or work for people that work for him in the jail or in certain court systems, or again, police departments, it doesn't mean that the judge that's ruling over this case is going to operate the same way or have the same mindset. You know, just because you've got a certain amount of people under your belt doesn't mean every single person, everyone else, is under your belt as well. So it's like, I don't think he's got the judge under his belt. I don't think he's got the prosecutors under his belt. None of that. Because again, like I already said, this didn't necessarily go exactly like he thought, but he knew he wasn't going to be acquitted of every single thing. He knew that. The big ones out the way, that's great, but there's still other things here that are going on that could come to surface. There's a lot of secrets still around his energy is what I'm seeing here. Very shady. So again, that's why I said before, this is not the type of person that you can just give a slap on the wrist after all this. Absolutely not. What is this, please? What is energy when it comes to him? This is crazy. Like, this is literally somebody who was trying to tamper with witnesses while in jail before the trial started. Like, are you serious? Ten of Wands is showing up. Stress, a burden, feeling like the weight of the world is on your shoulders. King of Wands, interesting, okay? Entrepreneur, someone who's a leader, who's in charge. Someone who's also very confident as well. That's the thing with Diddy. It's like he is such a narcissist. It's like you think you're running shit even while you're in jail. Like, it's crazy. Why is here, please? He's very fucking charming, and I can see why a lot of those girls they fall for him. They keep wanting to come back. The love bombing is out of control. Like, and he's a very charming individual. So I can see why some of these women, they kept coming back, because it's like he's got a very like magnetic, like attractive type of personality, it seems like, that just kind of reels people in. It's weird almost. Very high sex drive, obviously. Okay, look, the Hierophant, there goes the government. That would be the powers that be. When it comes to like industry readings and stuff like that, in this case, the Hierophant, that's like the judge. Or again, just the court system in general showing up. So I told you, he's got his hands in very high places, but I don't think to the point where it's like the judge wants to hear any of that shit, you know? Why is this here, please? The Magician. Manipulator. Magic, spell work. I already said that. King of Wands and the Magician, that's like a warlock. He's a very like high-ranking warlock or something. Or he's got like very high-ranking witches and warlocks doing a lot of work for him. Okay, why is this here, please? Oh, the Lovers? I already saw Twin Flame showing up. Why is this here? The Lovers card and the High Priestess. There goes the magic again. Secrecy, sorcery, witchcraft, okay? Wow. The Lovers card can talk about making a choice or having a decision to make. A lot of Gemini energy here. Taurus. Why is this here, please? The Magician and the Lovers. Yeah, so it's giving like he feels like this can go either way. With the Lovers card, that can be, again, a choice or having a decision to make. And the Magician and the Hierophant, it's like this can go either way, for real. At least that's how he's feeling. Okay, because I'm just looking to see how he feels about this whole thing, where his head is at. He feels like this can really go either way. Like all the manipulating of the spiritual side of things, having certain people in your pocket, you know, that still does not mean things will go your way 100% the way that you want them to. And he's fully aware of that. Why is this here, please? The Lovers and the Magician? 10 of Cups. Wow, okay. Yeah, so he's hoping like all this manipulating of the energy, it's like he's trying to manifest coming home. Obviously, you know, they even asked the judge again if he could get $1 million bond and just come home. Like, what? And he got denied. Okay, with 10 of Cups here. What is this? That's why I said like he's such a narc. It's like even being fully aware that certain things could not go his way, or not having like the judge under his belt, it's like he's still very gung-ho that he can come home. Okay, what is this? The Star? Wow. Obviously that'd be a wish fulfillment for him to come home. Wow, okay, what's this? That's like wish fulfillment, hope, spirituality, again showing up with the Star. Someone who's very famous, very popular. He's got a lot of hope and faith to come home, it seems like. And it's weird because I don't know what type of God he prays to or anything like that. I'm pretty sure it's not the God that you and I refer to, but it seems like somebody really trying to like restore their faith or something, but it feels very fake and very performative. I'm not even gonna lie. Why are you here, please? It's like, for example, okay, the best way I can say it, it's like, okay, let me pray, get on my knees, ask God for forgiveness, this, that, and the third. And then it's like, when you finally get what you prayed for, it's like, psych, just kidding. I'll go back to my deviant ass nature. Ha ha. Very performative, you know? Seven of Wands is showing up. I can talk about standing your ground, defending yourself, fighting for what you believe in, creating boundaries as well. Huh. Wow. Okay, what is this? Knight of Cups. That's another thing too. I feel like he's kind of upset. Not upset that he didn't take a plea deal, but it's like he was offered a plea deal, so things could have gone differently. But he didn't want to like admit guilt to something. He genuinely feels like wasn't necessarily wrong. Again, because he's a narcissist, and it's like you've been in this lifestyle for a greater majority of your life, and it's like, well, other people do it. I'm not the only one. That type of attitude is why he feel like, well, what I was doing wasn't really that wrong. You know what I'm saying? Oh my gosh. But you knew it was wrong because you had to pay somebody $100,000 to get security camera footage. So you knew it was wrong. Why is this here, please? The sun. Wow. Interesting. It's like he's really expecting, this is crazy. It's like he's expecting this to go his way. The sun card. Like, okay, this might be a rough patch to get over, but with Diddy, like, I've seen an interview of him once where he was like, yeah, look, judgment. It's stressful. It's been a very rough situation to go through, very embarrassing. A lot of shit was exposed, but he really feels like a judgment will go his way. My God, like, it's stressing him out, yeah. But in the same breath, it's like one of those things where he's got like an almost delusional amount of faith, okay? And I saw an interview one time of him talking about which is kind of true, but he was saying how you have to almost be delusional to get to the point of success that he wanted to be at. Like, you have to believe that anything is fucking possible, even if it sounds crazy. And this is one of those instances, like, yeah, it may sound crazy, it may sound delusional, but no, I'm getting the fuck out of here. And that's just kind of where his mindset is at. It's giving. He's got a lot of hope, a lot of faith that things will go his way. Jeez. And by going his way, meaning getting the least amount of time as fucking possible, which would be possibly maybe a few months. Depending how the judge wants to go about it. So I'm hearing the word vindicated. He feels very vindicated. I don't know why, because you still did all that shit, obviously, as far as like beating bitches and then taking people across state lines and paying for sex workers and all that stuff. And it's not the idea of what he does in the bedroom or, being into other men, all that. That's not the fucking problem. Baby oil. No one gives a fuck about that. Do your sexcapades. Do whatever the fuck you want. But the problem is the legalities behind it. The coercion, and I don't want to say force necessarily, but yeah, like putting pills in girls' mouths and beating them up if they want to fucking leave. Like, that is coercion. That's damn near is force. Because if you're trying to leave somewhere, but somebody is punching you or kicking you or giving you a black eye when you do try to leave, what do you call that? So it's like, you did that shit. You know it was wrong. Very strange. Yeah, this is somebody who has a very, very, very outstanding amount of faith. And I gotta say, if you have faith, that's a beautiful thing to have. If you don't have belief, then nothing else will work. So I gotta give credit where it's due. Shit, you've got a lot of fucking faith, Diddy, that's for sure. I can't knock that, but he's still not very certain how things will go. It seems like he's not very pressed about it. He's not overly concerned. The hard part is out the way, meaning no RICO, no sex trafficking. The hard part is out of the way, but he's very, very, very positive that he'll be able to come home. Doesn't make it true, but he's very positive about that. But I want to see where, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to get a couple of like different energy cards for him as well. What energy is he in at this time, or will he be in? What is his current energy at this time? Because I feel like, again, this is somebody who you can't just give a slap on the wrist, especially after something so publicized, something so big, all those witnesses getting on the stand to testify. Like, those people's lives could literally be in danger, possibly. Okay, why is this here? Let's see. What's his current energy at this time? Ghost. Yeah, see, look, spirits, apparition, haunting, and paranormal. Okay, so he knows he may have to really lay low. When somebody goes ghost, it's like because they're not around, they disappeared, they're MIA at the time. So he's gonna have to lay very fucking low if he does get home, if he does come home. I really don't think he will, but I don't think he's also gonna get 10, 20 fucking years either. But let's see. He has a lot of paranormal shit going on around him, meaning like a lot of spiritual work. Okay, air is showing up, succession, legacy. Wow. Okay, lineage. That's crazy. Why is it here, please? Okay, so he may want to like kind of just, oh yeah, he may want to just disappear and like give all of his wealth, because he didn't get the RICO charge. So he's still entitled to his money and his resources and things like that. So he could just pass along the businesses and all that, the money down to his kids or whatever. If he goes away for a while, he may not have any other choice but to, you know. A succession is when somebody else in your lineage comes after you, you know. So one of his sons may end up having to take over. Right here, please. Samurai showing up. Okay, honor, loyalty, warrior. Why is this here, please? Again, that goes back to that unyielding faith and having a lot of strength and feeling like things will go your way. Like, I'm fighting this. I beat this case, you know. To him, again, beating a RICO charge, beating sex trafficking, that's a big fucking deal. So he's very fucking lucky. Why is it here, please? Autocrat. Yeah, Jesus. Tyrant. Oppressive. Centralized control. So again, he's gonna... Yeah, see? Werewolf. Howling. Afterlife. Full moon beast. And you have the founder here, someone who's like a CEO of a company. It says originator, entrepreneur. That would kind of be Diddy here. He's gonna go right back to the oppressive type of control. Or I feel like they may even just use him as a whistleblower, okay? Disclosure, exposing, informant. He may just be, if he gets out, he's just gonna be used as an informant at this point. If he wasn't already, okay? I don't think he was an informant already. They've been investigating him for a long time. But I feel like after this, if they let him come home and go back to that energy of being a tyrant, getting back into control of things, he may lay a little more low key. Again, maybe not doing so much of the being so loud with his activity. Because again, over the last 30 years, he's been very loud with how he gives it up, very loud with the activity, okay? He's not very low key about it. Just because the public didn't know all this sexcapade stuff, he wasn't low key about it, obviously, okay? So he may be a little more low key if he does get out, but still in a very high power of control, still a fucking tyrant, but he may just be utilized as a whistleblower, as an informant at this point. You know, listen, you can do what you do, but we're going to use you. We're going to use the shit out of you. Just know that. You can go back to your high horse, but You need to calm the fuck down, and we're going to use you and give us the information we want. Who are the bigger fish than you, you know? Jeez. And this is somebody I'm worried that'll go right back to their old fucking habits, their old ways, because they didn't learn anything. You know? What is this? Survivor, resilience, adaptability, and lucky. Yeah, so it's like he got away with the skin of his teeth, it seems like. At least that's how he feels. Manipulation, strings, theater, it's an act, obedience. Wow, very interesting. Okay. I don't even know what other deck I want to use right now for this. True crime? Let's see. I do have a true crime deck. Let's see. What else? When it comes to Diddy, please. Clean up. Showing up. Okay. Why is it here? Imprisonment. Ugh. Yeah, so he could definitely go to jail, but the thing with him, though, it's like even while in jail, it's like he still feels like he can run shit while in jail. It's crazy, okay? Look, family. So like I already said, it's like he may have to end up going away or being very low-key, but he's still going to kind of be controlling shit or try to control stuff. But he may kind of have to publicly, right, pass things down to the family, to his sons, to his daughters, or whoever he wants to give it to. The family may have to take over. While with this imprisonment being here, you know. Why is this here, please? Egotism. Okay, it's like when your ego is in the way. Fraud. Yeah, look, fraud. Okay, why is this here, please? It's like he thinks he's bigger than the program. It's crazy. But again, when you've been getting away with certain things and just kind of been out here wilding like for 30 fucking years, I mean, of course you think you can get away with all this shit. Of course your ego is going to be really fucking heightened, you know? The narcissist factor is just out of this world. But what is this, please? Wooded area? The woods, trees, a forest, okay. Ooh, wow, I don't want to say what I just got directed to, but he's lucky that no bodies have come up. I will say that, okay. Meaning people that have passed away who are not here anymore, possibly, allegedly, at the hands of Diddy, he's super lucky no bodies have come up, or nobody said anything about that, because he's definitely got some bodies on his hands, allegedly, okay. Natural disaster, okay. Can we get one more, please? Why is this here? Lies. Yeah. So again, the whole love, oh, love this, love that. Again, I feel like it's an act. It's not true. Like everything he does is to save face. I feel like if he needs to get his family to lie for him, he will, or to put on a performative act to make it seem like he's better than he actually is as a human being. He'll do it. A lot of manipulative energy here. Guys, please. Mind control. Yeah, wow, interesting. Ooh, fuck. Organized crime. Now, it's so crazy because, well, I have strangulation here. Didn't I just say he's definitely, allegedly got some bodies under his belt? He's very lucky none of that shit came out. Look what this card says. A homicide? And then you have organized crime. Now, mind you, that was one of the charges, the RICO charge. He didn't get found guilty of that. But, I mean, and I could be wrong, okay, because I'm not a fucking lawyer. I'm not a judge or none of that. But if you're using company money, business money, and paying for sex workers and having drugs transported across state lines and using your employees to do that, multiple employees to do that, again, with company money, is that not considered organized crime? Or am I tripping? I could be wrong. Please, somebody help me clarify. But that's kind of what that sounds like. If you're using company money and using employees that are hired by that company, again, not even just one of them, multiple employees to do these things, hire and pay sex workers, transport drugs, is that not organized crime? I don't know, but it's just funny that the organized crime card came out, and homicide, yeah, he's got a lot of shit under his belt that has not been brought to the surface at all. My goodness. Okay. Then I have mind control showing up. So again, he's very manipulative. Tell these girls a bunch of lies, this, that, and the third, and using his charming energy, or whatever you want to call it, to get these girls wrapped up. And then before they know it, they're stuck in a situation. Again, they think they're going to spend time with him alone. Next thing you know, they're in the middle of a fucking freak off, you know? And look, celebrity and perversion. Perversion, like somebody being into some freaked out stuff. Like, yeah, very obvious, you know? And power supply, that's kind of like his energy supply. These demons, man, they need to be fed. A demon has to keep getting fed one way or another. So that was like his energy supply, sucking the life out of these men and women. Okay, and it's like he barely slept. Like, he would hardly fucking sleep. The people he had working for him, they would hardly get sleep. So it's like he fed off of this sexual deviant energy to keep whatever the fuck demon he's got over him, to keep him going. You know, like, this is crazy. Wow. Yeah, and it's like he will use his family to lie, or again, to create some type of show, or to say whatever you need to say to make things look good, you know? Jeez. Yeah, let me get out of this. Let me see what the federal government is going to do, where their head is at, because I cannot imagine, like, this was the only angle they had. It's not the only angle they have. So I can't imagine they're going to just let this slip through their fingertips like that. I can't imagine. But let's see. Where is the government at with this? Who's energy, please, when it comes to the federal government in this case? The prosecution in this case, please? Who's energy behind the federal government when it comes to this situation, please? Oh, just saw feminine energy tried to show up. What is the energy behind the federal government when it comes to Sean Combs? Okay, rumors, gossip, nosy. Okay, what is that about? Exhausted. Ha. Okay, burned out, burdened, and empty. Interesting. So the federal government, it seems like they're tired. It's like they're a little burnt out. Damn. Okay, what is this? What's the energy behind the federal government, please? Oh, yeah, look, puzzled, confused. You've got established. So they could feel like his money kind of could have helped or got him out of this. Secured, wealthy, puzzled. It's like they're confused. They're not sure. It's giving like, how did they come up with that? Or how did the jury come up with this? Where did they get this verdict from? You know, like, they're like, it's no fucking way the verdict came out like this. They're confused. Like, what? It's like, out of all the evidence we presented, this is what you guys came up with, is what I'm getting from the federal government. You know? It's like, okay, with the rumors and gossip, the federal government could be looking at it like, well, did you guys just allow the gossip and the lies and the media to get to you or something? Because out of everything we presented, how did you come up with this verdict? They're perplexed. Okay, what is this behind the federal government, please? Masculine energy, authority, discipline. Okay. Oh, psychopath. Yeah, whoever is on the prosecution team, they're looking at this guy like he is crazy. Like you can't, again, this is not somebody that you can have just out. And look, didn't I say that earlier in the reading? Y'all can rewind the reading if you need to, but before I even sat down to record, I was getting referred to the energy of the Joker. This guy's got makeup on like the Joker from Batman. Abusive, conniving, and unpredictable. And it was very clear that yes, he has a history of abuse. That was never a secret. That was never a rumor. You know, that's always been something that's been around Diddy. And it just so happened to come out in a courtroom. Why is this here, please? Yeah, toxic, again, showing up. Drama, arguments, incompatible. So it seems like the federal government, the prosecution team, it's like they're even going back and forth with one another, arguing, not understanding how this even happened. There's no way. Interesting. This is a very toxic individual that they're dealing with, they feel like. What is this? Two-faced. Ooh. Double life, cheater, and backstabber. Oh, wow. Narcissist. I hate to hear. I don't even want to say what I just heard, but if somebody in the federal government or the prosecution team is coming up as two-faced, there could have been somebody on the prosecution team, or again, like I already said, Diddy's got his hands in a lot of different sectors. Okay, I'm not saying he necessarily like paid the government off, but there could have been somebody over there a little compromised or playing both sides, allegedly. Or at least the government could feel like, okay, well, that man's power, his authority, Diddy, okay, Sean Combs, his power, his authority could have flipped or made the jury go another way. They could feel like that, okay? Because, again, there's just no way out of all the evidence we presented, how did they come up with this verdict unless they were compromised? That's really how they feel. Again, it doesn't have to necessarily be true, but that's what I'm getting from the government side of things, okay? It's giving like, well, oh, and you know, to be fair, okay, federal government, maybe just genuinely some people on the jury didn't see those women as victims. Simple as that, you know, and that rings true for plenty of people. A lot of these people, men and women, don't view those women as victims. I get it, because they were very much so, they'll come back, miss you, I miss you, Diddy, I love you, la 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 la. I get it. It looks fucking bad. It doesn't look good on the girls' parts at all. I get it. So it's not always just there's no way, they had to be compromised. Some of those jurors really just could have felt like, no, these are not victims. Sorry. But again, to the government, on their end, they feel like they presented ample amount of evidence. So to them, it's like, oh, there's no way. They had to be compromised. You know what I'm saying? So let's see. Vacay, get away, relax, and have fun was trying to show up. Okay. Why is this here, please? The government side of things. What is this? Burn bridges. Okay, yeah. Lack of trust, disloyal, and turned back on. Okay. So yeah, again, they could feel like there were certain people that were compromised in the jury, for sure, is what I'm seeing. Because again, Diddy didn't necessarily feel like he had a slam dunk, but the government felt like they had a slam dunk. They sure did. That's what it feels like. Why is this here, please? What is the government gonna do? Who? The judgment card? Ooh, they're not done with you, Diddy. because the Judgment card can talk about reconciliation or forgiveness, circling the block, okay? Second chances. I don't think they're done with him yet. Why is this here, please? Okay, it's again like John Gotti. He beat the Fed case 1 time, 2 times, maybe 3 times, but they ended up getting his ass eventually. This is kind of what it reminds me of. 10 of Cups. Yeah, it's like they're not gonna let this go without a win. Okay, the 10 of Cups is a very joyful, happy energy. Okay, the energy of like real estate or property or home. I feel like they want to hit a home run. They didn't get a home run with this, obviously, so I don't think they're going to just let this go. Just that. No. I already felt that intuitively. But why is this here, please? 8 of Wands. Okay, communication back and forth, things changing or things moving very quickly. So yeah, that's another thing too. The government feels like they came back with the verdict very quickly. That's another thing why they could feel like somebody was compromised, because how did you guys even come back with the verdict that quickly? And with the verdict that you did come back with, they feel like there's no way. You know, 8 of Wands is usually good news, and I'm tapping into the government side of things at this point. So it's as if they're expecting some type of home run, or it's like they want to spin the block with this. Okay, Knight of Swords. Yeah, they're a little pissed off. They're a little upset about this. Like, there's no way. Like, I keep getting referred to like that. There's no way. Absolutely not. That, you know. So it's kind of like now at this point, they're really banking and putting all their hope and faith on the judge at this point. That's all we can do. Whether you support Diddy or you don't, at this point, now it's really up to the judge. Because it can literally go from no time at all to 20 fucking years. That's a very large gap. You know, Knight of Pentacles. So yeah, that's another thing. It's like we may have to revisit this. It's gonna take a little while. Knight of Pentacles is very slow moving. It's reliable, it's stable, but it's very slow. So it's giving they may kind of have to revisit or circle the block with this again from a different angle, and it may take a little time here. Where is this here, please? The Lovers, okay. And the 7 of Swords. Yeah, so it's kind of like having to go back to the drawing board, plan, strategize again, like another angle, another form of attack or something. But my problem is it's like y'all had a million angles to go with already. So that's why I think they kind of have something up their sleeve a little bit. It's like they may just kind of come out the woodwork and be like, psych, just kidding. Okay, you gotta live with that, but guess what else we have, you know? Let me get more on this, please. 7 of Swords is also like an energy of being a little sneaky or trying to get away with stuff. I feel like somebody on the prosecution team is compromised, or it's like they play both sides or something. And of course, you know, you've got the defense team, the prosecutors. They probably all go to fucking lunch and have coffee and go play golf with each other and shit like that after all this is done. But I'm seeing somebody like relaying information from one team to the next, from one team to the next. It's like having a runner. Like I'm seeing somebody run from one side of the courtroom to the other. Oh, well, by the way, they just told me this. Oh, that's the game plan? Okay, let me go back over here and tell them this. Somebody over there is not... Okay. Why is this here, please? And it's giving me like one particular person. I don't know who or... I don't know who, but... It's either somebody on the prosecution is compromised, or the government is like, they're aware of somebody in the jury being compromised, which I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, Queen of Cups, intuition, someone who has a lot of compassion. 2 of Swords. Yeah. It's giving like the government feels like the jurors were acting out of emotion. It's like you guys can't base somebody's fate off of emotion. So that's another thing. It's like they feel someone was either compromising the jury, or the jury was simply making decisions based off of emotion and not the actual tangible facts here. Things that are provable on paper. So that could be why they're a little confused. Like, how the fuck did y'all come up with this verdict? Either somebody's compromised or y'all are doing this out of emotion. Simple as that. Because to the government, it's like they're confused. There's no fucking way that this was the verdict. So at this point, they're just hoping the judge comes through with the hefty sentence. Because again, even the government knows. They know that this is not somebody you can just let out, or especially after something like this. That would not be smart. That wouldn't be safe, you know. Like, yeah, I guess I want to see like where the judge is at. I'm gonna use a different deck for that though. How's the judge feeling? I don't think he's the biggest fan of Diddy either, because I feel like if you were a fan of somebody or had good faith in somebody, I'm pretty sure you would have approved them a $50 million bail, right? But I don't think the judge is in good faith with Diddy, you know? Oh, and again, like, you were in the jail using other inmates' PIN numbers to call witnesses. Like, what are you doing? But anyway, let's see. Where's the judge at in this case? Ooh. The moon and the 8 of Pentacles. Okay. Secrets. Subconscious emotions. Okay. What is this, please? Where is the judge's energy at when it comes to this situation with Sean Diddy Combs? Where is the judge? Where does he stand with this? Yeah, it's giving like he feels like this is just I'm just doing my job, you know. 10 of Cups. Oh. Okay, why is this here, please, with the judge? How do you feel about this? 5 of Swords. Ace of Swords. Yeah, it's giving like he just wants the truth. It's like he just wants to get this over with is what I'm getting from him. It's so funny because when I read into the Tory Lanez case, over a year ago, 2 years ago at this point probably, I felt the same way about that judge too. Like, can we just get out of here? Like, I just want to go. I don't want to be here anymore. Okay, so I'm hearing the word objective. It seems like the judge wants to be as objective as possible. It's like, I don't care about emotions. I don't care about the feelings. Like I just said, with the federal government, they feel like the jury could have been using their emotions to deal with this or to come up with this verdict. And then the 5 of Swords, he could feel like Diddy is a very manipulative person, okay? Someone who's very controlling as well. Just by like reading, like hearing the testimonies and going through the case and looking at all the evidence and all that stuff that was presented, I feel like the judge just feels like Diddy's a very manipulative, mind game type of person. I think it's very clear, you know. Queen of Swords, yeah, he's not playing. That kind of represents the judge. Damn, but with this 10 of Cups, I don't like that, because the 10 of Cups could mean like someone going home, or again like happiness. Like that could just mean the judge, like he just wants to go home. You know. How does he feel about this? Where's his energy at, please? 8 of Wands. Usually that can mean good news, but I'm tapping into the judge's energy. I feel like, yeah, I think the judge is a little concerned as well. Like what I already talked about Diddy kind of just getting back into this energy of being very controlling, domineering over people, you know, going back to his old ways, essentially. Why is this here, please? Why is this here? 5 of Pentacles. Okay, that could be like lack of resources. Knight of Swords. There's a lot of air energy here. The Hierophant. Yeah, with the 4 of Wands in the reverse though. I don't think he's going to let Diddy come home. Because again, it's like there's too much banking on this. And there's a lot of people that could not be safe, is what I'm getting with this. You know more on this, please? Judgment, yeah. I feel like the judge is gonna do what he feels is best. And it's giving very like objective, very logical. I don't see the judge using any emotions in this at all. Yeah, the Star, Knight of Cups, Death card. Okay. Yeah, Four of Swords. It's kind of like putting something to rest, putting an end to something. Yeah, and it's giving like you did too damn much. You tried to get away with certain things. You have like no respect or nothing like that is what I'm getting from the judge. And again, it's giving like I'm just doing my job. I'm being objective here. I don't care about your feelings. I don't care about your money. Okay, and I think when the verdict came back, I think the judge was also kind of in that energy of, well, these people are using their emotions possibly. I need to do this from an objective standpoint. So I feel like with the judgment card and the Hierophant, like he may enact some type of harsh judgment on Diddy, possibly, but he's also gonna have to be fair. Like, okay, this is the charge that it came with. This is the time that it comes with. I gotta be fair. And that's his job, just to go up there and be fair. Now, of course, not every judge is like that. There are ones that are compromised, but with the Queen of Swords, Ace of Swords, the Hierophant, I feel like this is the type of judge that takes like the integrity of the law or the court system very seriously. So this is like somebody who's not going to allow somebody to manipulate him or get his emotions involved. None of that. You know, it's just very, what's the truth? What is the objectivity of it? And then I will assess. Okay. This is not a type of judge who's letting his emotions get in the way. Or again, allow other people to like overtalk him, manipulate him, none of that. And it kind of feels like he has a bit of a disdain for Diddy. I don't think he's the biggest fan of Diddy, like, at all. I'm hearing something about like the number 5. I'm seeing a lot of 5s here. I don't know why I just got that, but like 555, okay? So maybe something about 5 years can be important. I don't know. I'm not here to guess or pull out of a rabbit hat what Diddy's time is going to be, okay? That's not what this reading is about. I just want to see the aftermath, see his feelings, and what the judge was feeling in the prosecution. The prosecution is feeling confused as all the fuck. Like, there's absolutely no way they didn't find him guilty of what the fuck we presented, you know? So they're a little surprised. They're perplexed about how the verdict came to what it was. I get it. But with the judge, he's giving, well, that's what they came back with. Again, being very objective. That's the jury's truth. That's the answer they came with. Now it's my turn to be objective and do what I think is best based off of what the jury thought was best. And he's giving, it is what it is, you know. But I'm hearing something about like the number 5. Like, I keep getting referred to like 555. So 5 years, something like that can be important. Shit, maybe even 5 months. I don't know, but we're just gonna have to wait and see, you guys. But this is definitely not the type of person that you want to let out after something like this and just roam scot-free. Like, no. Because the lesson is not fucking learned from Diddy at all. He's still in a very deviant, narcissistic, I can control things type of energy, and that's not good after a situation like this. That is not okay, you know. But I'm just hoping and praying for the best, especially when it comes to like the witnesses and the jurors and all of that. I may tap back into this at a later time, maybe in a couple of months or something, or right before the sentencing hearing. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I hope that this was helpful in one way, shape, or form. I appreciate you guys so much every time you guys tap in with me. Thank you guys so much. I love you guys so much. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.